And lo and behold, 3 or 4 years later, Manchester United is just going
downhill, man. Downhill spiral.
This is Southjet 227. We've lost our hydraulics and feels like our pitch control.
Southjet 227 Atlantis.
Turn on the backup pumps. The backup pumps. Pitch control. That is affirmed. We're in an uncontrolled.
You are now listening to Pree Da Podcast with your host, Majaro.
What's up, people? Welcome back to Pree Da Podcast, episode 4. And you know what I'm going to say, Dale?
Yes, sir.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Because we're trying to build a community here. And if you can share this with your friends and family, that goes a long way into helping us do that. And without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome back to Pree Da Podcast, episode 4. And I'm here with my brother from another mother, man like Dale. Yo, it's been a long time, fam. How you doing?
Been a minute, man. I'm doing real good, man. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. Life's been different. Life's been different since the time when we met.
Honestly, like so much has changed since the last time that we saw each other. Like it's actually mad.
The mic can pick you up now.
Got you.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we linked up.
Yeah, man. Been over a year?
Yeah, like post-COVID times. Like, we haven't spoke to each other like that in a minute. Honestly,
and it's such a stark difference from obviously like when I was in Basingstoke a lot more. Like we were working together.
Yeah, we were
every day.
Like my first job was literally working with you. Like I remember the first day. It was literally I was given the opportunity to come and present something. You got the brief right. It was like come through, tell us something about yourself, showcase what you're passionate about, your skills. And mine was Manchester United. And literally, I spent hours on that presentation, make sure it was perfect. I was like, yeah, Manchester United, a sleeping giant.
Sleeping giant. That's another word for they suck.
They got literally, this is what they were doing. They were leveraging their history and their sporting prestige, and was like, we're Manchester United, we're winners. Associate your brand with winners, and you'll be a winner too. That was literally what they were selling to clients. And I was saying, that works in the short term because it's only been a couple of years since they last won the Premier League. But going forward, they had to build on that, as in like perform on the field for them to, getting the same type of sponsorship deals that they were getting at the time. And lo and behold, 3 or 4 years later, Manchester United is just going
downhill, man. Downhill spiral.
This is Southjet 227. We've lost our hydraulics and feels like our pitch control.
Southjet 227 Atlantis.
Turn on the backup pumps. The backup pumps. Pitch control. That is affirmed. We're in an uncontrolled.
Honestly,
downhill fast. Like, it's crazy how bad they are right now. Like, losing 4-0 to Brighton.
Bloody useless. He's
where Brighton is
absolutely useless.
9th? I think 9th. So this is their best season ever.
Oh my God.
And this is our worst season ever.
It's shocking.
It's literally night and day, as Roy says.
That's
night and day.
And honestly, because like from like my family, because my dad played a lot of football, brother played football. I was more into basketball to a certain degree. Like, I was a Manchester United fan because my brother was a Manchester United fan.
It'd be like that.
Yeah, no.
Glory Hunters FC.
Exactly. So, like, always follow it. I had a Man United wallpaper in my room and everything.
Who was your Manchester United idol?
Oh, my goodness. It'd have to be, I think we had a poster of Dwight York.
Oh, yeah.
So this is old. This is old times. This is old times. Old times, bro.
Dwight York. I haven't heard that name in a minute still.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So did a presentation about Manchester United. And obviously myself, I'm working with the youth, working with NCS, doing some cadet work. Just overall fun guy, nice guy to come and work with your company. And I remember there was you and there was a couple of us. There was a girl talking about, remember she was talking about Colombia? She was talking about Colombia and a holiday there. I went to Colombia.
Because she was passionate about traveling, wasn't she?
I'm a traveler. I like to travel, which is, great. And then, like a dickhead, I asked the question, because I knew there was stuff happening politically in Colombia, and I know inflation was going through the roof, and, it was bad in Colombia. and she was there as a visitor. And I was like, hey, so, how was it like in Colombia? Do you go out there and speak to local people? I heard that inflation's through the roof and, it's a struggle for families to make ends meet. How do you find that? Did that experience change you? And then she said, to be honest, I was just mainly in the restricted resort area for travelers. And I was like, oh, say no more. And then I think everyone looked at her type of sideways, after that. Like, I don't think I heard anything else. Yeah, no, at
the end of the day, like, if you're going to talk about traveling and going to all these places, like, not to slag the person, because I'm sure she's doing well in her own right.
Yeah.
But you kind of need to have an awareness of what people might ask you when you say that's your passion.
Yeah, exactly. And if you didn't go out and experience any of that local energy or see what it's like, at least say something or, take a day out to check out what's happening. But, all fair enough. I think she's probably doing well for herself now.
I hope she do all the best to you.
So it was me, you, and another one of our work colleagues at the time. And there was 2 roles. And I honestly, as soon as you did your thing and you started talking about your experience, your work ethic and everything, I was like, yo, this guy's got it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Bro, I was like, this guy has got it because he's got the experience. He's already got the age on me by a couple of years, like only 2 years, so it's not that deep. But for them, immediacy, if they needed someone right here, right now, I knew that's one spot.
Roll ready.
Roll ready. And then the last spot was literally up for grabs. Yeah. So lucky for me, they took 3 people on. And I was like, perfect. Who's the 3? I know Dale's one of them, and another person was one of them, and I was happy. I was like, good company, stock market, big name, established. You're thinking, yeah, this is perfect. Everything's going to be down to science. Everything's going to be crisp, moving here, getting experience there. And was it like that?
Well, let's put it this way. It's a little bit different from what I expected.
Yeah, I feel like our experiences were completely different.
Completely different.
Because you had the experience already, and I was more of a developing person. You're already in a role. They were like, this guy's going to take over this and that. And I was like a youth project. Yeah, we'll get to him. If he shows promise or whatever, if he develops into something and we stumble upon him again,
I mean,
we'll take him.
I mean, it's tough at the end of the day because, like, say for example, they may have had specific roles for each of us, but like it changes over time, in the sense that what's required of us to do and what roles that we could potentially fit into, it really is predicated on what they currently have available.
Yeah,
which is tough, but it's at the end of the day, like, if you're gonna bring somebody in, they kind of need to have a clear, defined role. But it's tough, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's good experience. You can learn, like, if it goes positively or negatively, you're gonna learn from it.
Yeah, so. Definitely. Like, those are the early days, and it was just, I think we were the only 2 black people there at the time. No. There was one other person, but around
dotted around. There were a couple dotted around. It's just, but the thing is with where we were, you only really spoke with the people in your immediate team.
Yeah, you didn't need to speak to anyone across the road.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was kind of, to a certain degree, it was kind of like a little bit scary. Like, because you would go over there to like the other side.
Yeah.
And you would just be like, you'd look like an outsider. And it's just like I don't know where I'm going. Oh my gosh.
First of all, it's literally 2 sides on the building. There'll be the far side and the near side. We're on the near side, the other guys are on the far side. And every time we went across, it was like a joke. Someone would be like, what are you doing here? Literally, if you were not in where you were supposed to be, there'll be someone asking, where are you? Where's he gone? Who's he with? And I'm like, bro, I thought I was supposed to get experience. Why are you telling me I need to be here and there when I don't need to be? You haven't put anything in my diary. You haven't said, Majaro, we're going to, work on this, work on that. So I was literally, feel like I was just trying to find people who I could connect with. And because, growing up, they were like, oh yeah, make connections, get about, show yourself to be doing stuff. And that's what I was trying to do.
That's what you want to do, isn't it? Like, you kind of want to get an experience of what else is out there. Because when we were in our roles, we don't necessarily, or at least particularly from my standpoint, I wasn't quite sure what area I wanted to be in within finance. So I didn't know whether I wanted to be an FPA and FP&A analyst, whether I wanted to work in group reporting, whether I wanted to work in finance operations. I didn't know any of that. So the only way that we could understand as to what we wanted to do was to talk to others. So talk to people who are currently doing those roles, have a little bit of an insight as to what they do, and then we can go ahead and say, oh, you know what? Bam. Let me go ahead and
stick my flag here
and bust my behind to get into that kind of position, in that kind of role. But because it kind of felt like you're enclosed in your team a little bit, it was kind of, I don't know, it kind of limited as to what you could go and do, which is kind of a pain, really.
Like from my perspective, it was that from the get go. Like it felt I was trapped. You're trapped. There was literally nowhere to move. I was being given the grunt work. Print off this, get this out, and, send this to this person. I'll do like a whole week's of work, send it to my manager, and literally get no feedback. I'll be like, remember when you told me to do X, Y, and Z? How about that? What's going on with that? Like, where do you go further with that? And she was like, I'll handle it. Or, oh, don't worry about that. It's done now. And I would hear nothing of it.
But that's what we're hearing. When you work in corporate companies and whatnot, there's always going to be a pecking order. And it's just like when we started, we were like right at the bottom of the pecking order. So we kind of had to take the crap to a certain degree. And rightfully or wrong, you kind of do learn from those experiences, because like when you do adapt and develop your skills, you know your worth and you know what you're not going to put up with.
Yeah.
So like even now, to a certain degree, like I'm more willing to put my foot down on certain things because of the experiences that I went through in the company that we worked for before.
I feel like you have to build that confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
Going through all the crap and going through the mire of it all, you know what you can get away with, or what people accept from you and what you can accept from other people. Before you were just accepting everything. You were just
because you don't know no better.
I can't move for another 3 months, but I've already been here for 12 months. I guess I'll wait and see what happens, and then 3 months go by. Oh yeah, we still haven't figured anything else, and then you're literally waiting, and then eventually I had to say either move me somewhere else or I'm gone. And they finally moved me, but it was literally to the worst pace possible. It was literally completely different to anything I signed up for. I was supposed to be doing accounting, doing entry bookkeeping, and doing all the financial stuff for a month end, and yada yada yada, and progressively going to different aspects of finance. But then they moved me to systems administration, which is basically under IT. So dealing with everyone's access into the system. And I'm like, hey, like, this isn't what I signed up for. This isn't the experience that I wanted. This isn't what you promised. This is literally everything that was promised to me at the interview and at the the graduates role convention, I like to call it, because literally it was a whole day of it. Literally, it felt like
it was
we
fun.
It was
a lot of fun. Like the whole interview process. I remember first of all, I remember when I was driving into the interview, I saw you walking down. I don't know if you clocked.
I clocked you as well.
I saw you walking down the road. I was like, "This tall brother, man! Like, where's he going?" Like, imagine if he's going to the same interview as me.
I brought out my best suit as well.
I remember that. And then lo and behold, like you, because obviously I was driving, so I got there like 5 minutes before you. I was like, "This brother's in it." I was like, "What? What's good?" Like, I honestly, like, we had a vibe.
Literally from the start, I was like, "That's my guy."
Yeah,
like
literally.
Like, and I found out you got it. I was like, "Yeah, that's my guy." So literally every lunchtime,
those times
are the best times. We'll talk about basketball, talk about what's been going on in the internet, stuff like crazy stuff like we're going to be talking about here. So literally, the conversation we were having back then, we're bringing to you guys. I hope you really appreciate that. Try to bring out good content here. I'm working out here.
Oh man, those lunchtimes were lit though. Like, remember we were going to go KFC at lunch as well.
Oh, KFC,
McDonald's on the break, and then Rock came back up in with a bag. I remember I walked in with a crush room one time. People were just looking at me like.
Everyone was giving me the side.
You're not supposed to do that.
We've got a canteen here. I'm like, yeah, I understand we've got a canteen, but some days it's not everyday canteen. Sometimes
I just want that fried
rice and
chicken,
peas.
bro.
Yeah, rice and peas, jello fries.
Oh man,
fried chicken.
Honestly,
yo, it was the one. The canteen was nice though. They tried.
Oh, the Fridays, the Fridays, the breakfast.
Fridays. Woo! Hey!
Fridays
Fridays was the one. I usually coming early just for that. Like everyone would be like, "Oh, you coming to breakfast on Friday?" Yeah,
Of course,
definitely.
But book it.
But
Honestly,
yeah, literally, people would be like, people usually don't eat in the mornings. Everyone just goes into work and, you know, goes out at the perfect time. But literally every Friday, literally the teams would make a thing to eat. That was the only time we ate all together, and that was breakfast.
I think your team, especially your team, was very vibrant and like everyone was very chatty and like very friendly.
Yeah, I feel like I was lucky in that respect.
You guys could do the Friday mornings, whereas I think my team was a bit more not this kind of way, because we all got along fine. Or like personally, we all got along fine, but it wasn't really like a team cohesiveness within like my team. We were like a team of individuals.
Yeah, everyone's working
to a certain
in
degree.
silos.
Like basically compared it to like how the Los Angeles Lakers are to a certain degree. Like a bunch of individuals trying to come together to do something.
Basically, Manchester United, Los Angeles Lakers, and United,
very much
big giants in their own respective fields,
Yep.
have fallen down
Yep.
and crashed tragically. Like literally not making the playoffs in the Lakers.
same
And
season
then
though. The same
Manchester
season.
United not making top 4 in the Europa Conference League. What's that? No one knows what that is. I don't know what that is.
No.
Exactly. So literally, it's crazy how their stories mirror each other.
Yeah, man. Pay for times for you fans, right? There.
Exactly. But we finished that, and then we went on to, well, I went on to systems administration, and then that's when COVID hit. And when COVID hit, that's when life hit. That's when I was like, what am I doing here? Like, is this really what I signed up for? Do I really want to continue? You know, I had passed my exam, but I haven't really progressed. And then this is when people started getting laid off. And when they started laying off people, I was just like, perfect. You've made my decision for me. I'm just going to go with the wind. I don't have to pay back anything. You guys are giving me not voluntary redundancy, but your guys are making me redundant and I ain't fighting it. This is the perfect way to exit because I don't have to explain myself why I want to leave, or I'm just gone with the wind.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I feel like a lot of it as well, because a lot of it's your determination, because you're trying to, similar to the position that I'm in as well, whereas you want to grow, so you want to be doing something where you can learn and develop and
I was
your own professional skills. And if you don't feel like you're getting it from there, then you want to move on. Like
I was literally stagnant for a whole year, and you know, it wasn't nice. You felt like you weren't achieving anything, and you know, you build yourself up to do big things. You want to do that. Anything that you do, you want to do it well. And now I wasn't able to achieve that. But fast forward that, I was able to find something that I did want to achieve, and this is why I started this podcast, because that wasn't working out for me, and I wanted to do something else in my free time, and I'm loving it ever since.
Yeah, but honestly, like I'm happy for you that you found the passion, something that you can give your all to, something to look forward to. Honestly, man, like big up yourself.
Yeah,
that,
cheers. I respect that. And you're doing your thing. You're still in finance,
bro.
But you're in a different world. You're in the digital space.
Oh, honestly,
we're both in the digital space now. It's crazy going from where we were with hard, products, and now we're here in the digital world. We're alive.
Man, I tell you, man, fintech, loving it, honestly. Especially where I am now, it's a lot more. The company's a lot more entrepreneurial based. And
so,
honestly,
can you talk about what your company does? Like, this is basically free promotion for them.
Yeah, no. Basically, we've developed a app which offers discounted vouchers to our end customers. Basically, but it's only limited to a select few within our closed user group. So unfortunately, it's not for the consumer. It's not for the wide consumer, unfortunately. But it's kind of like connections with people. Our connections that we have, we allow it to people.
Yeah,
to a certain degree.
That's it. Can they get discounts off like shopping and
discounts off everything? Man.
Literally fuel.
We got the retail market on lock. Wow. Trust me.
Yo, they're in the palm of your hands, fam.
Yes, sir.
So literally, you can get money off fuel, get money off Amazon, groceries, entertainment, restaurants, cinemas, technology. Literally, you can. Yo, he's gonna have to hook me up now. Yeah, I'm joking. But something else I wanted to talk about, and that is basketball in the UK. So we did, we worked together, and we also connected on the basketball level. Like you probably heard us talk about, LeBron James and the Lakers and all that.
We hoopers.
We hoopers.
That doesn't come out of you, even if you're not playing.
I'm not playing.
That stays there.
Yeah,
honestly,
basketball is a beautiful sport. I feel like I love football and basketball equally. Like I still play NBA. I still play FIFA. I wouldn't say it's one of them. Obviously, in certain periods of your life, it's going to ebb and flow. So, when I was younger, I was playing football, and then into adolescence, I was playing basketball, and now it's swung the other way back to football because once you find out once you leave school or organized basketball universities,
it's tough to find.
It's dry out here. But we're able to find somewhere.
Unless you're playing for like an actual team, it's kind of hard to just like pick up basketball. Like like when you go to the States, if you go stateside. Like you can just walk by, go to a local bar and see people playing. Yeah, you don't see that in the UK, unfortunately.
And if you do, the level's not great, bro. I mean, just people just with a hoop and a basketball and just shooting. There's no like ballers. There's some guys just like a whole 10 group of guys just literally going at each other, and everyone's trying to improve and everyone's taking it serious.
You'll find that you find like one or two really like decent players, but you won't really find like all 10 people being decent. No. There'll be like 3 or 4 guys who have just come with their friend who's really good.
Yeah,
and they're just there
for numbers,
throwing it off the backboard.
Yeah,
like this.
Not even dribbling or dribbling like this.
Heavy fakes. They're heavy fakes though.
Hey.
Honestly, but I feel like there's not enough of that.
But we were able to get a team, Basingstoke Blizzards. Right, remember that Basingstoke Blizzards. Shout out to them.
Shout out Basingstoke Blizzards. Yeah, we trained with them for a few weeks every now and again.
Every now and again, it was. I'm not gonna lie, the level was good. Yeah, there was a couple of guys that were just straight up coming back from the States. This is just a fun time to them. This is their version. Literally, this is their version of coming to a park and just seeing 2 really good players and the rest of them filling numbers. We were decent, but they were on another level. Like a good 3 of them. And it was good, man. It was good. We were able to play for a couple but it was one of them, the coach wanted us to play for them so bad. He was like, we got a game on Saturday or whenever. How do you think about doing that? And just no time, and it's a lot of commitment. Especially if you didn't live in Basingstoke as well. Were you living in Basingstoke?
I was living in Basingstoke at that time, yeah. I was living in Basingstoke at that time. It was just the fact that, because obviously we were studying. At the same time, so kind of just like that takes up a lot of your time.
You couldn't really commit.
The evenings, the weekends, so you squeeze in basketball.
Yeah, when we could. Like whenever basketball was on, we were like, yes, that was literally our escape from the weeks. Monotonous work.
It was good as well because we would go. Obviously, you have finished work rather than like us going home. You go straight to basketball from work.
Yeah, get changed, have a shower or whatever, and just go straight away.
So much. It doesn't feel like that was 3 years ago, bitch. Honestly, does it feel like 3 years to you?
No, it feels like it's been 2, but obviously it's been 4 because the pandemic just stole 2 years of our lives.
Pretty much.
Thanks, COVID.
You're welcome.
Pretty much, man.
That's a great sign. It's COVID stealing your life. Nah, yeah. Like when COVID hit, everyone was hit, but that's another story for another day. So we weren't able to continue it longevity wise, and that's what happens. You start off basketball when you're younger, but in my case, I started off when I was 16. So already, people were saying, "Oh yeah, you're tall. You should play basketball." You know how it is. Yeah, you're tall, play basketball. So when I did try it, I'm playing against people in my high school who literally only know basketball on a surface level. So they're going to know who LeBron James, they're going to know who Steph Curry is. It was probably, who was the Steph Curry of that time back then? Steve Nash?
What year?
2020, I want to say 2013, 2014, 15.
Ooh, 2013, I think Steph Curry was coming into his own as a superstar at that time. But it was more so Chris Paul. Who else?
Literally, it was LeBron. They didn't even know who Chris Paul was. It was literally LeBron James and Michael Jordan and Kobe. That was it. Kobe, that's all you heard. Kobe, literally, that's all you heard. Yeah. And literally, I was playing against footballers who thought they were basketball players. So literally, in football, you can take on a man. There's a lot of play to incentivize taking people one-on-one and beating them and whipping a crossing. Literally in basketball, it's the opposite way around. You'd only dribble if literally there was no option. If there was a pass ahead and a space ahead, you play that pass. Someone runs into it, 1-2 layup. But a basketballer who's trying to play football will know that there's space. This will be a fast break counter attack. But instead of passing it to the players ahead, they will literally be trying to dribble it and try and beat the guy that's in front of him without passing it. So they'll try to beat a guy and then pass it out. By that time, everyone's already back. The defense is already stacked.
See, the thing is, I don't mind all that. So long as you're a saucy player. If you're a saucy player, go ahead and do that. Show your stuff. Show your stuff. But if you there and you don't know what you're doing, just pass the fuck.
Yeah. It was a lot of that flashy stuff, and obviously my fundamentals weren't great, but I just had the size. So I was playing against 14, 15-year-old players. I was like 2 feet taller than them in my high school.
You'd be like Shaq, just dunking on people.
Literally, it was
drops
easy.
the dunk.
But that's at the high school level. Once you actually get into like sixth form level, that's when the level goes up. So my fundamentals weren't great. I was just a big guy for my age at the time. So when I'm actually playing against skilled players who've been playing for 5-6 years and know the fundamentals, can dribble, can shoot to standard level, I was slacking, bro. My fitness was slacking. My dribbling was... that's half the battle, I trust. Yeah. My dribbling was not up to scratch. My passing was okay. Yeah. My shooting was non-existent from outside 10 feet. So I was literally there because I was tall. I was able to get into the Magic team. And
Manchester Magic?
Yeah, Manchester Magic. But I was literally the last guy on the bench. Like, I wouldn't even say I was part of the team. Honestly, I was part of the team, but in name only. I only played a couple of games, and like, I just didn't develop. And one thing why I didn't develop, because the coach that was actually training me for that whole summer, he left, or some politics bullshit happened with Manchester, and
that happens a lot in the UK. Though. Like, I even, when I was playing, I had my fair share of drama and what have you. Because I used to play for the Sheffield Junior Sharks. I think at that time we changed to the Sheffield Saints or whatever. I forgot the name. So yeah, like literally, if you were a couple years older, you would have been playing against me. That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's mad.
we know a couple of people like Reese. Reese, you played against Reese a couple of times.
In fact, I think I met him at a camp, basketball. I
missed basketball camps. Like, I never went on a camp. Like,
not once.
I felt like only the good players went on camp. Did you have to get invited, or did you have to pay?
No, because you're paying it, so they
pay. It's one of them.
Honestly, like, it's not something that you need really, because in terms of like skills and development, the camps really didn't help with that. It's just more so the fact that you're playing daily. That's where you're getting.
That's how you get the reps up.
Yeah, just getting your reps up. Actually playing. You're playing like 2 or 3 games a day, literally. So your fitness is like up here when you're playing in those camps. And then I remember when because I went to Euro camp in Barrow, way up north. They're like freaking Scotland, bro.
Wow,
it was good.
Yeah, they had training camps in Ireland as well.
Yeah.
And you had like
they're trying to be doing that
Spain,
kind of
Germany. Yeah. Like there'll be tournaments in the UK, and they invite French players, French teams and German teams.
We did that, man. We went to Belgium when we were 16.
Oh, so
that was so lit, man.
Did you guys play well?
Yeah, I think in the tournament we came either 2nd or 3rd. So we did all right. We actually bought up. The top team though that beat us, it was the freaking Belgian national team.
Oh, what? Did you say the national team?
Yeah, I think it was the Belgian national team. I want to say it was their under 17s or under 16s at the time. So they were no, they would have been okay. I went when I was 16. It would have been a similar age to me, and they just dominated us. When we played, then they just slapped us off the court. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm not surprised if you're the
best of the best in your age group in that country. Of course, it's going to be that day, and that's why. Literally, it was so, I wouldn't say funny because it was still competitive, but it was always nice seeing, especially the American teams coming from the States to England, and literally it was just child's play for them. Yeah. They would just come and dominate, and it would look like these guys weren't even trying. I feel like now it might be a bit more competitive, because I feel like since the days we were playing to now, maybe it's because of social media I'm able to see hoop fix and more.
Maybe because more of the British guys are staying. Because I know when I was growing up, a lot of the British guys didn't stay here.
Yeah, they left.
They left to go to the States, go to like Div 3, Div 2.
And I feel like the culture at the time, they were pushing that. They're like, like the coaches of the big established teams, they'd be like, oh, so they'll use the States. Don't you want to go to America? Don't you want to be a basketball player in America? Don't you want to go Div 1? Don't you want to do this? Don't you want to do that? And that was like the aim for every kid to go to America.
Hey,
no matter what you did.
That was my goal. Honestly, like when I was like 15, 16, and I was just like, I love doing this. Like there's no way that I can't not have this in my life.
Yeah.
So that I was like, oh, let me see what I can do. But then you realize there's levels to this.
Yeah, there's levels. It's about who you know.
Exactly. You seeing them boys in the States, and it's just a whole different ball game, man. And I'm just like, you know what? Let me temper my expectations.
Yeah, you be seeing them doing 360 windmill dunks at your age, and you're like, bro, I don't know anyone who can do that in my whole team. No one in your team could do that. And then you see the American guys from States, and they're just dunking on you, dunking on you.
Do you remember the guy that we went to in basketball with in Basingstoke?
The Blizzards.
Josh, yeah.
He
was a high flyer, man. Like, literally, like he could get up there. He could do the windmills 360.
Yeah, but he didn't get up there as often as you would think he would get up there. He was one of those guys. He was so good. He didn't need to do that. He was just so fundamentally good. He just dribble it behind his back, turn, shoot, and he'll be wet. He didn't. He like the only time you saw him dunk was literally warm ups. In the games, he would dunk maybe once or twice.
That's like because in the UK you don't see people doing that. So when you have, because we used to play at uni together, me and Josh, and when you see him doing that in warm ups, and you look at the other team. They're intimidated. They're not even warming up. They're looking at him warming up. So it's just like, it's just like, damn. I'm glad he's on my team. Ain't no one doing a damn 360 wimble on my ass, man, on a fast break. I ain't trying to get caught like that.
Literally, uni days, warm up lines. That was when I showed out. That was the only time I was able to dunk like that. It was crazy the amount of stuff that you could do in the warm-up lines, and you get pumped up, and then I'm not gonna lie, I tired myself during warm-up. Literally, I'll be like, let me one more go. It'll be like the most laboured dunk. I'm like, yeah.
Do you know anyone who ever got injured in warm-up?
No, I didn't. Luckily,
you? One guy. We had a reunion basketball match. I want to say this was 2019. I want to say November 2019, and basically all of us who had graduated.
Said I wake up every morning, pray to God that I'm fixing up. Hope I'm never slipping up. Hear the money calling, need my peace to start getting up. Feeling like I'm blessed, but it came with a bit of luck. Feeling like you stressed, then the tension starts to fill you up. Need an intermission, yeah, they ain't the same lane as us. Come from different sticks, yeah, they're not the same range as us. They cop the pleas and top of teas, they're not hitting range with us. Keep a couple fairies while I'm